back to the Crime with Kylie podcast. Today we're going to be talking about a case that is extremely recent, and it warms my heart that there is thankfully a happy ending. And if you follow me on Instagram or on TikTok, you might have heard about this case already because I've been posting about it non-stop. This is the case of 12-year-old E'minie Hughes. Now, Ammani went missing on February 22nd of 2024 from her home in Missouri City, Texas. The night seemed very normal. She was with her mom, she was with her brother, she had danced in the living room that night, and from everything I've seen, from what her family has said about her, she is a spunky, smart little girl with a passion for cooking. And a thing that she's especially known for in her family is making these really good fries, and she would make videos of her making these fries and post them on TikTok. But that night around 10:20 p.m., Ammani left for a walk. And she was just supposed to be going for a walk in her neighborhood. She was wearing a white shirt and pink joggers, and she had with her her Android tablet. But that night, Ammani never came home from her walk. And I've seen a lot of speculation about this online, like, why would you let your 12-year-old go on a walk alone that late at night? And to be completely honest, I looked up her neighborhood, the surrounding area of her neighborhood, and it seems very safe. Also, on a side note, when I was that age, my parents were allowing me to go on walks late at night because sometimes I would just need to blow off some steam from school, go on a run, etc. They could just track my phone at all times, so I guess that's why they thought it was okay. Yes, the world is a very dangerous place, but I do not want to put the blame on the parents with this podcast or with anything else. I do not blame the family whatsoever. Of course, it's good to be aware of where your loved ones are, especially children, at all points in time, but when something like this happens, when a child is kidnapped, I blame the kidnapper, the perpetrator, the person who took Ammani. So when Ammani didn't come home that night, of course her family were very, very concerned, and they called the Houston police. Now, I don't know why this is, but the Houston police did nothing initially. Not a single report was put out about Ammani, not an Amber Alert, nothing. The Houston police told Ammani's family to wait 24 hours.
They told me I have to wait 24 hours. So I called the next morning, and they told me I have to wait 24 hours.
What you thinking at that point, being told that you gotta wait?
What is wrong with y'all? She's 12.
24 hours passed. Ammani's family reached out again and were like, hey, she is still missing. This is very concerning. And they told her mom to wait another 24 hours. So at this point, 48 hours had passed and no one was searching for Ammani except for her family. And no one knew that Ammani was missing. Thankfully, Ammani's mom, Shannon Williams, was able to reach out to a local news station, and they had about a 2-minute YouTube clip online, and I just happened to stumble upon it that day.
I feel like she's been kidnapped because it's day 5 and I haven't heard anything.
5 unsettling days have passed since Shannon Williams last saw her 6th grade daughter, E'minie Hughes.
I haven't ate anything. I haven't been to sleep. Everybody been pacing back and forth because this is not like her.
Known to have a beautiful personality and bright spirit, E'minie's family says she made fries with her own seasoning and danced in the living room last Thursday night before stepping out for a walk around 10:30.
The second I saw it, made a video, posted it on TikTok because there is no reason why that little girl should not have gotten an Amber Alert. Because the thing is, neighbors had security cameras, Ring cameras that caught Ammani getting into the back seats of what appeared to be a dark Dodge truck. I believe a Dodge Ram, to be exact, is what it looked like. And no one in her family recognized this truck, so of course the instant assumption is that a stranger took her. And although there was this footage of Ammani being taken by a stranger, still no Amber Alert was put out for her, and yes, the Houston police had this footage. Now flash forward to about 5 days ago on February 29th of 2024. An Amber Alert was finally put out for E'minie Hughes, and everyone was sharing the video, everyone was sharing the Amber Alert, and the very next day on March 1st of 2024, Ammani was found at a Shell gas station. This Shell gas station is in Columbus, Texas, which is about an hour and 9-minute drive away from Ammani's home in Missouri City, Texas. From what's been released so far, it does not seem that Ammani was physically hurt or injured in any way, but nonetheless, she was taken to a local hospital to be evaluated. And she had been missing for around 8 or 9 days at the time that she was found. Now, aside from the incredible news that she was found and she was found healthy and well, the police actually also made an arrest. They arrested 27-year-old Serterion Preston. And the way that it's been worded by authorities is that he was in possession of her at the time of her abduction. so I don't know if he is the one who picked her up in the truck the night that she went missing, or if she was passed off to Surterion Preston later on during her abduction. Now, this man also tried to run away from the authorities as they were trying to arrest him, so he also got another charge for evading arrest. Now, as to what led to his arrest and Ammani being found is that people actually recognized Ammani and called 911 immediately because she was at that Shell gas station with Surterion Preston and he had a Penske truck. That is what he was driving. If you guys take a look at the video that citizens caught of this arrest occurring, you do not see that dark Dodge Ram truck that she reportedly got into the night that she went missing. Now, here's what one witness said who saw Surterion Preston's arrest.
And they kind of surrounded it with the vehicles, like on all sides.
This quiet town quickly becoming the center of a local, state, and federal investigation.
And all of a sudden, start hearing like helicopters and everything. The state troopers, unmarked vehicle, local police, and just thought they were doing drug searches.
And another interesting factor is that Surterion Preston was actually a regular at that Shell gas station. He was a delivery driver who delivered things like chips, pork rinds, etc. And one of the employees who was working that day recognized him because he saw him all the time. And he actually saw Surterion Preston take off and run away from the scene. He tried to run across the street. He was in there with a delivery dolly and a scanner, and when he saw the police, he dropped those both immediately and just ran out the door.
This works at the Shell station. What did you say he delivers?
Like just chips, pork rinds, stuff like that. He never talked to us or anything. Just come in, do his stuff, and leave.
And says Preston was a regular delivery driver at the store.
He was making his delivery, and he was about like coming out the door, going back to his truck, and then I guess when he had seen all the police, he just headed off this way across the highway, and that's when they chased him and caught him.
Thankfully, right now, Ammani is safe at home with her mom, with her family, with those who love her, and that is the best possible outcome in this case, aside from obviously hoping and wishing that this just never happened to her in the first place. And this case really struck a chord with me because, of course, families reach out to me when it comes to cases like this, and I've had so many families of missing people who are specifically missing from Texas, especially the Houston area, reach out, and those are the cases I primarily cover. And it infuriates me because oftentimes these families don't have the media coverage for their missing loved ones that they deserve. And as we saw with this case, it took a week to get an Amber Alert out for a missing little girl. And this often happens especially when children and people of color go missing. The absolute lack of urgency to round up all of the resources and get the proper media attention on these cases just absolutely pains me. And specifically in this case, I am so happy that Ammani's family, especially her mom Shannon, just kept pushing and pushing for her daughter to be found, even when she wasn't given the resources that she should have gotten in the first place, like an Amber Alert.
We'll go over and beyond to get you back home, and I'm not stopping.
Less than 24 hours earlier, her mother, Shannon Williams, pleaded for her safe return. Now her prayers are answered.
She's 12, a baby, who don't understand the world and cannot take care of herself out in this crazy world.
To focus a little bit more on the Houston, Texas factor especially, that is a huge hub for human trafficking. At this exact moment that you are hearing this, there's an estimated 313,000 victims of human trafficking in Texas. And of those victims, 79,000 are children. And I'm bringing this up because Houston police currently believe that Ammani was a victim of trafficking, or that is what her abductor or abductors wanted to do. Out of all the states in the U.S., Texas, California, and Florida all have the highest rates, especially when it comes to children as victims. Going back to focus on Surterion Preston, he is currently in the Colorado County Jail. The FBI have taken over this investigation, and there are expected to be more charges against Surterion Preston soon. So far, that is all of the information that has been released on this case, and I will update you guys as much as I can, but overall, I am extremely overjoyed and just grateful that Ammani was found, because as I'm sure you guys know, the first 48 hours of an investigation are vital, especially when someone goes missing. And those first 48 hours were well, wasted, except for the efforts that Ammani's family put out. So for her to be found after a little over a week is quite literally a miracle. Thank you guys so much for listening.